Funniest features and behind the scenes. Search Rob Dibble Show on YouTube. Like, comment, and subscribe.
You're listening to the Baseball Authority in Connecticut.
Got him!
This is the Rob Dibble Show.
What, Springfield Thunderbirds in town? The hell? It's our song, man.
Absolutely, man. They come out to this.
Is that guy still walking around in a red suit with that beret on somewhere? Who's that?
Oh, he's cool.
Kim.
Kim?
I forget.
He is cool. He's the coolest.
He
dude
only wore
around.
the red suit for the video, and that was it, man.
Oh, really? He's wearing that everywhere. Girlfriend.
Hey, before we get into the spring training stuff, this is just kind of a side note. Fernando Tatis Jr. entered a management deal with Bad Bunny's agency. What can we expect out of that, even though a lot of their head executives were suspended by Major League Baseball? He can still work with the underlings there, I guess.
What can you expect? A lot of air horn. Burr, 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 burr. Bad Bunny and Fernando Tatis. Boo, boo, boo. Get it all over yourself. On the shortstop, the left field, the third base. Oh, yeah. Cannot wait to sign up the rest of the league.
So they can negotiate contracts, but he has a 14-year, $340 million contract.
Bad Bunny, Bad Bunny, bad.
My buddy Hal Morris's agency actually had the 30% interest on that deal where they gave him money in the minor leagues, so he was one of their clients. So
Yeah.
That was pretty smart. I mean, the companies that popped up in the last 10 years where they get interest in you by giving you upfront money to help you as a kid. Pretty smart by these very wealthy people and hedge fund people.
Listen, the rest of the agents in Major League Baseball shaking in their boots because they know Bunny's about to take over, and that's why they got suspended. And I don't know why they're able to sign this deal in the first place, but don't worry about that, Rob Dibble. We are going to sign the league to Bad Bunny Remus Sports.
I wonder if he'll be like wrestling like Bad Bunny.
Ooh, who knows what we're going to get Fernando involved in? Probably a music video. He'll probably be in the next one. And, man, all the little cherries that Bad Bunny can drip over
That's true.
a lot
He
of
could
these
do an
players.
Oh, my God type song.
Mm-hmm. Oh, gosh. Watch for Iglesias to get signed next to Remus Sports from Bad Bunny's crew. Kurt found this, and, we brought this story up a while back because they were doing these kind of things. Like the whole Bad Bunny Remus Sports group was giving out concert tickets, front row seats, backstage passes.
All illegal.
And
that's what got him suspended.
Only if you get caught, Gibbs. Only if you get caught.
And they got caught.
Not only the Major League Baseball Agency Association, but the Players Association, too. They slapped them with a $400,000 fine, which is just chump change to Bad Bunny, baby. But I don't know how this deal got done. I'm glad. I'm a huge Bad Bunny fan, and like everything I say, I totally believe. Like he could steal a lot of these Latin-born players in Major League Baseball from a lot of these agencies.
Roki Sasaki will make his Major League debut tonight in Cactus League action against my former team, the Reds, at 8 o'clock out there in Camelback Ranch in Arizona.
Love it. Camelback Ranch. What, Kurt just fell down when you said the name of that place.
That's the name of their ballpark, Camelback Ranch.
Why is that the name of the...
I don't know.
There cannot be camels in that area. They do not exist.
I think that's the name of the town.
Is it because like a mountain or something, like a hill, it looks like a camel's back, and that's why it's Camelback Ranch?
Possibly. I mean, honestly, having been out there a few years ago for fantasy camp in Goodyear, I mean, the Arizona is just beautiful.
Yeah.
Everything's against a mountain or built near a mountain, and there's something in the background. The Angels, the Dodgers, who recently moved there. Everything is like brand spanking new. And some of them actually share ballparks and stuff like that. We found out what the Dodgers and the White Sox share
Well, it's more like the
ballpark.
Dodgers and the White
Yes.
Sox just get to use it every now and then. I love this stuff, though, like Rocky's debut in spring training when Skeens gets out there. I was asking you last night, when's Judgers going to get to hit? Like, there are so many
How about
appointment-based
Devers?
things going on.
Devers had a setback, and he's not ready.
That's what Ashmead just said as well. Like I haven't been a part, and we keep on talking about this. I haven't been a part of a Major League Baseball spring training with all these appointment-based situations like Roki's start.
Oh, nor have I. I think it's garbage, but yeah, it's
What?
It's just ridiculous.
Why?
Because everybody's eventually has to. You're not making your debut. This isn't like a movie opening night.
I think
Broadway.
it is, man. I have yet to, I've seen this guy in a Japanese uniform pitching in the World Baseball Classic. I've seen some highlights from the Nippon League or wherever the hell he was playing in Japan. But a lot of people have only heard the myths. A lot of people have only
He's not even
heard
gonna
the
start.
tales.
Yamamoto's starting, going 4 innings, and then Sasaki's going to come in and throw like 1 or 2.
How awesome is that? A little Yamamoto Sasaki sandwich? I'll take
yes.
mine with some extra spice. That is going to be must-see spring training baseball, my man. I mean, how does Yamamoto look? Last time we saw him was in the World Series. Oh, remember that? Not so good. But Roki, oh my gosh, backing him up, that is, I bet you Tokyo is like so pumped up.
Tokyo Hit Parade. This is like rollerball with James Caan.
This is exactly like rollerball, James Caan. I just love it, man. I hate the Dodgers for what they're doing, but damn it, it's must-see TV. Like, we haven't even talked about Mook or Freddie Freeman. Like, it's so fascinating that these MVPs get, like, brushed to the side. Like, step aside.
But
Got this new Japanese dude.
Now, Kurt, you don't like the debuts, right?
No.
Why?
No, it's just junk. It's a junk like headline. So I'm just digging through some headlines here. When Blake Snell started last week, Snell happy with velocity in spring debut. Talking about Shohei Ohtani to make spring training debut versus a. What are you talking about? This isn't like opening night at Star Wars. This is ridiculous. These guys are just playing in an
You're going to
exhibition
practice.
game.
No, it's
You're going
not.
to practice, exactly.
Great practice. It's the practice among
Practice.
practice. So listen, boys. This
Not
is-
a game.
I know.
Not a game.
I know.
Not a game.
But this is like the bait. This is the debut is the red worm that you put on the hook and you throw it out there and they got a big fish named Ben Darnell right on the right there.
No,
Can't get
debut
off
is
it.
like
I
when
can't get off.
is like when these idiot marketing guys say pivot. You know, like they're buzzwords. They're just buzzwords. They don't mean a damn thing.
Yeah, but in baseball,
You're going
they
to
get
practice.
me, man. They get me. We've had like all the TVs locked on spring training
I think
really
it's
for
just
2
you.
weeks.
I
You know
really
what?
do. I think it's just Ben.
Yeah, it's just been, and you know what they should do? They should have They should have smoke, like the little pyrotechnics, and the guy comes out to walk out to the mound, and you have the pyrotechnics go
Look
out.
at you.
Here's
See?
his debut.
Look at
It's
you.
like, why don't we do wrestling songs now with each guy?
Well, I think that Colorado pitcher and his strikeout splits are rubbing off on you. I think you boys are walking into my world. Me,
my
Don
God.
King, and who's my guy from the old days that used to have disco night at the White Sox? My guy, the owner.
Vec.
Vec. Yes, Bill Vec. You guys are walking into the Don King, Bill Vec, Ben Darnell category, and I love it here. Stupid, ridiculous, but fun.
It's spring training. Like, all right, so I was all set to start last hour to talk about this. Like, the NBA game I was watching last night was so boring that I actually would rather watch the Yankees spring training game with a bunch of 99s that I didn't even know who the hell they were than the NBA game.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you on that. So,
And then I saw this George Lombard Jr., who's honestly, he's better than half the lineup the Yankees are throwing out there. And this guy is a monster in just a year and a half with the organ, not even a year in spring training. And I'm like, why don't we start that guy in left field and leave Dominguez in the minor league?
Wow, listen to you. You just bit on the big red worm that the Yankees threw out.
It was an earthworm.
And now you've got to watch the next Lombard at-bats and the next one
Absolutely.
and the next one
Well, but then Dominguez had to come out and do something today, so he hit a home run.
Oh, motivated by the competition.
That's right.
That's what spring training's all about, Dibs. That's why you got to tune in from start to finish. You never know. You never know who's going to make somebody turn their head and who is going to make somebody cry. By the way, cheapest ticket for that Dodgers-Reds spring training practice, $30. Wait,
That's big for spring training. $30.
$38. Sorry, I'm wearing sunglasses right now because I got my eyes dilated. I had a little eye exam and I can't really read or see anything. I think that's curtain from me.
Those eyes dilated things. Did you get the plastic sunglasses?
No, I brought my cool ones in. They offered the big old timer ones that you like.
What? With the ones on the side?
Yes, the
like
humongous.
The safety glasses.
Yes, but they're all black.
I love it.
Make you
You're
look
so
like ZZ
75
Top.
years old.
I couldn't do that, man. I didn't take that offer. I was like, I got glasses in the car. It's not a problem. But I didn't realize how much it would affect me today. So that was not $30. It was $38, I think.
$38 to go possibly see Sasaki throw 20 pitches.
20 of the first in America. I mean, in a major league uniform.
Wow. In an actual exhibition game.
In an actual
thrown on backfields. He's already thrown in the bullpen. He's already been examined like a zoo animal.
Yeah. Love it. We missed this. Well, you brought this up, I think, during Dibbles and Bits or maybe in the break.
Moustakas.
But yeah, talk about this guy. Mike Moustakas is calling it quits. He's going to sign a 1-year deal or 1-day deal with the Kansas City Royals, so they retire his number. But I always thought this guy is great, and I always think he's an underrated guy no one talks about.
First of all, I thought this guy was a gritty gamer of a player, 36 years old, made every team better that he played on. You know, he might not have been your Shohei Ohtani or Aaron Judge, but you can't win without this guy. And one of his moments with this team years ago, hit 284, 22 homers, 82 RBIs in 147 games in 2015, and helped his team win the Central and then a World Series. And it was the first one since '85. So Moose obviously is beloved in Kansas City. They wanted to bring him back to retire him in a Kansas City uniform. So like you said, you sign him to a one-day deal and you show respect. But all the other teams he went to, he played his butt off, man. You know, I mean, some people would say he was a journeyman. I think he's like a glue kind of guy, like a Justin Turner, that we win because that guy is a great clubhouse guy. So he ended his career a little under 250, 215 home runs, 683 RBI, and you know, less than 1,500 games. But I'll tell you, him playing in Milwaukee, Cincy, Colorado with the Angels in Kansas City, he was fun to watch.
Fun to watch. I always think Steady Eddie, too. Like, this guy was always in the lineup. Yeah, just one of those guys in baseball that no one really has bad things to say about. And I think that will carry on with him through his, you know, I don't know. What are the Hall of Fame numbers? Give it to me. You know this.
He ain't getting Hall of Fame.
Not even sniffing it?
Not even close. Too low on the average, on base, all that stuff. Nowhere near on the he played like 13 years. But like I said, 215 home runs, 683 driven in. Like, he was a glue guy, though. Like you said, you know, early in his career, he was out there a lot. Late in his career, he was banged up and nowhere near like the same way. Like 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, he averaged about 70 games a year.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the thing. The injuries probably hindered him a little bit. But like I said, you know, guys like him, you want him coming to camp. Saw Barry Larkin working out with the Reds, and remember last year they brought in Brett Butler, brought in Dustin Pedroia yesterday.
That's cool.
And since he's spring training, because he's good friends with Terry Francona and a lot of the coaches and players there. So he went in there, and obviously whether he's giving you tips or just you know, trying to be a nice motivational voice, you know, that's the kind of stuff, the reason they brought Francona back is to bring more of these guys around, these young players.
Yeah, I think a lot about Joe Madden when he went from Tampa Bay to Chicago to the Cubs. Like, just as far as a respected guy, and, you know, talking to the Red Sox, we know they think of Francona as the way, I don't know, that you probably thought of Lou. Where, you know,
right.
like Lou knows baseball, don't get me wrong, so does Terry Francona, but those guys were more about the personalities and getting everybody on the same page more than what you're supposed to do pitch to pitch. And I think that philosophy with this group of Reds, man, I'm not going to be shocked not going to be shocked if they are a surprise team out of the Central.
Well, and something could be said to bringing guys around that have championship pedigree and rings.
Right.
Obviously Pedroia, but you look at Moustakas or Larkin, guys like that. And then these other guys are like, even if they don't know them personally or never saw them play, you could easily Google it and be like, oh, wow, look at that. And the numbers jump off the page. So then what they say to you has more weight. Right. Now you want to pick their brain. Like, I truly believe if you're going to Yankee camp as a young player, your mind's going to be blown because you're going to have so many. Like today, like Roger Clemens is in Yankees camp. He's helping some of these young pitchers talk about, shaping pitches and gripping the ball, things like that. But, obviously, he's a 7-time Cy Young Award winner, and his son is playing on the Phillies, Cody. So they now he walks back and you're like, well, now I'm going to play against his kid in this game. I might want to listen to this guy a little bit more. And so those are so when you're there, Paul O'Neill's going to be there, Jeter's going to be there, Posada's going to be there, Bernie Williams is going to be there. And when those guys were playing, DiMaggio was there, Mantle was there, Mattingly was there, all of these, Yogi Berra, and those guys are just giving you stories, experience stories, and how to stay in the league, how to prepare for games, how to be a better human and a better ball player. All of those things help moving these guys forward from possible prospects to guys that can help the Yankees organization, because that's the beauty of spring training. It's a lot looser. 20 guys are standing around the batting cage, and maybe one guy, like say you're in Kansas City, George Brett, who's now the president, and he's upper management with the Royals, he's standing there. If you didn't know who he is and he just says, hey, you should have your hands here, you're like, you probably go back to log and go, who the hell was that guy? Then you Google him and you're like, holy crap, that's Hall of Famer George Brett. Just talk to me. So maybe I should listen and not be such a dumbass. So
yeah,
I think that's spring training, NFL camps, NBA camps. I mean, this is the time right now when something might click. Like they're talking about George Lombard changing his swing and softening his front leg, things like that. Someone obviously worked with him on that, and maybe it wasn't even the hitting instructor for the Yankees. Maybe it was somebody down in the minor leagues that was roving around that gave him a tip.
I wonder if Yadier Molina was at the Mets-Cardinals game today, because he really needs to talk to Francisco Alvarez. I mean, this dude, Tyler McGill, was on the hill, and he's throwing balls off the plate outside.
Yep.
Francisco missed like 3.
Was he on one knee?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Right to the backstop. And it's just like, gosh, that's embarrassing, dude. And I even said to the boys, I'm like, that can't be Alvarez. That's got to be like, one of the jerkies from the single layers. Nope, that's Francisco. Like, come on, man.
And what happens
Very
in
sloppy.
that instance, first, he's still young.
Yeah.
But someone that tutored him in the minor leagues said it's okay to miss a ball here and there on one knee when you're trying to frame. Yeah. Well, now you got ABS. You don't really need to do that ground up framing all the time to try to trick the umpire if it's a close call. And I watched this last night. The guy who came in late for the Yankees, throws really well, threw a strike. The umpire called it a ball. They looked at it. It was strike 3, inning over. So the case in point, eventually this kid, like a Gary Sanchez or some of these other guys that are struggling with their defense, and you're thinking, well, he's a great offensive guy, so we'll take those pass balls. Eventually, his pitchers are going to get annoyed with that, and they won't want to throw to him. And then he may look at some video and go like, I don't always have to be on one knee to frame a pitch, because that's the way the old guys did it. They sat there and squatted and framed. So it's not like they're reinventing the wheel. It's just analytics people are saying that mistakes are okay, where when I was playing, you tried to minimize mistakes, minimize damage. And so maybe in his own brain it clicks if like you said, like a Yadier Molina. I was just watching the Red Sox bullpen with Brian Bayo. Guess who's working with him? Pedro Martinez.
Awesome.
I mean, Pedro's working on the kid's changeup grip. Now, Bayo's already got great pitches, and we talk about Paul Skeens developing another pitch. Well, Bayo, if you could get Pedro's changeup, throw that in your repertoire, dude, you might win 22 games in a season. So, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about in spring training that, we may not hear a lot about But during the season, you may see this guy all of a sudden, wow, where did he get that changeup? Well, he started working on a new grip with Pedro in spring training.
Yeah. I love the stories that I'm hearing out of Red Sox training camp, man, or spring training or whatever you want to call it. Good stuff. They're doing good.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. CT Madness.
Oh, you got yelled at by Yankee fans. I get yelled at by Trinity Bad News Bantam basketball fans last night.
All right, well, let's talk about some CT Sports Madness next on the Rob Dibble Show. Ben Darnell on your afternoon drive. Kirk Kaplan on the ones and twos. Is Ashmead there?
Ashmead's there. Yeah.
All right, John Ashmead is on our